everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new documentary just dropped on Netflix. It's called A Gorilla Story, and it is narrated by David Attenborough, who has been working with the gorilla for a very long time, and he tells this very intimate story about a gorilla, especially this group of gorilla, their life and how they are especially one gorilla. He is this alpha, he's the group, the leader, the pack leader. Basically this documentary starts with, we see how he has been taking care of these gorillas, like all the other gorilla, he's the group leader, and how he's been taking care of them all this year. He's like 27 years old, this gorilla. Oh wow, I didn't even know they live that long. Honestly, I was really shocked when I heard that. I was like, oh wow. Of course, when you watch this documentary, immediately you think about Godzilla versus Kong, because the Kong is the only gorilla we know from movies and everything. I don't think I have personally ever seen gorilla in real life. So this documentary really brings David Attenborough. It looks like he was just sitting with this gorilla, 1978 or something. He's been watching them for a long time, and there is some behind the scene when he was there and how gorilla were behaving and everything. And when I was watching it, I thought, oh wow, this is very interesting story. And this documentary tells this story in 1 hour, so it is very watchable documentary, and all the scenes put together here, they are very impressive, especially if you see this documentary on big screen. Like I have a big screen TV. When I was watching it, I was like, oh wow, I was really mesmerized by the location and way this looks. So this is very good looking documentary, I must say. I was really impressed, and obviously the location and everything. Also, all these gorilla, they look really very real. Like they look so realistic. I was like, oh wow. Although some people online, they're saying they used AI for this. I'm like, now I'm thinking back and I'm like, all the gorilla really did look very neat and clean. How they can be looking this, all their, especially, their fur is so clean and smooth looking. Like they're black fur, like there's no scratch or nothing. So now I'm thinking back, after talking about this, maybe there was some AI, because it did look really clean and neat. Other than that, honestly, this story they're telling here, I thought it was quite interesting. Like this pack leader, he's been taking care of this pack, and and there's this female, I forgot their name. In this documentary, they have names, so that's very interesting. The female is 13 years old, and but the pack leader, he's 27 years old. So he's getting old, and we see another, the male gorilla in this. He's kind of thinking to take over the pack from that old gorilla leader. So he's kind of based on what David he said. He's plotting a plan to take over the group from him. And I was like, oh, what? Of course, this immediately reminds you latest Godzilla versus Kong movie, where Kong, in that movie he thought he was the only one. Then later on he find out that there is this group of Kong hiding. Group of Godzilla is hiding. So Kong is hiding. So I was like, whoa, it's a similar story you are watching here once again. Very interesting. I was immediately hooked. So I personally quite enjoyed this documentary. As I said, it does look really good. And David Attenborough, he really likes this gorilla. He worked with them for so long. Like he grown quite attached to them. He said these are the most incredible animal he ever seen in his life. And when I was watching this gorilla, I was like, oh wow. They are very intelligent. They have this group and everything. And although I don't know how much human drama, this group leader, he's trying to take over the group, just like how human would react in that situation. And there's always people say they have, the gorilla has quite similarities to human. And this documentary, I was thinking about that the whole time. And there is a fight, even there is a even fight here. So maybe some of these are animated or not, I'm not sure. How did they like got hold on to this behind the scenes scene? I wonder about that, you know what I mean? But honestly, overall, this documentary, it looked really very good. It's really looked good. It reminded me of another recent documentary on Netflix, the dinosaur one. That one was also quite hit. That documentary also looked really good, but a lot of people also said that documentary was AI. And I'm like, everything these days, AI is everywhere, because to touch up stuff, I think they use is not big deal, I guess. Although I personally never used AI, so I don't know how you use them or whatever. But I feel like this like gorilla documentary was quite interesting. Like, I didn't thought this will be this much interesting, but I thought overall I did like it. It was quite unique take on. So if you are interested to see gorilla stuff, you will enjoy this. If you are not into gorilla or Godzilla versus Kong, this kind of story, you will not like this, honestly. uh, Although there's a lot of time, this documentary does give you close-up scene to this gorilla, their face. It did get a little, it did freak me out a couple of times, like but still, it's overall is very interesting. I did personally like, because I do like this Godzilla versus Kong story, so that is why maybe I found it quite interesting. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this documentary? If you enjoyed this review, don't forget other reviews on other shows and movies. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.